Game Time Brian. Hey Mark, is that the guy coming on? Hey Mark, you can bring DFW and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it won't matter. You haven't done dick in 30 years. The Pet Rock and the Chia Pet were more famous than Dallas in the last 25 years. Who are you kidding? The Chia Pet is more famous than the Cowboys in the last 30 years. The Chia Pet.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind. Rise and grind. Game Time Brian. Otherwise known as the mailman. Yes, the mailman, running late. Late night, early rise. Late night, early rise. Hope everybody's doing well. This is Monday. We hate Mondays, don't we? We're not a fan of Mondays, that's for sure. Another beginning of the work week. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm off for 2 days. I'm off Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday's my day off, and Thursday, Juneteenth. Yes. Fairly new government holiday. So I'll be off Wednesday and Thursday. So stay tuned. But slow night, slow week in football, NFL football. But, 1 day closer to the start of the season. As we talked about, we really don't know where we're going to sit when it comes to Dallas Cowboys as far as in the division. Most people have us third. Some people have us second. Not many people have us winning the division unless you're just an outright homer. Anything can happen, people. But around the league stuff, let's get to that because there's not much Cowboy stuff. What we will say is there's one second round, not many second round picks have signed in the NFL. It's something about the guaranteed money. The second round picks want more of guarantees. So most of them, put in the comments the exact number, but I want to say 25 at least out of the 32 second round picks have not signed. Probably more than that. There's only a couple have, maybe, it's obviously a language thing. They're trying to set a precedence. They're putting their foot down and not taking no for an answer when it comes to getting their money. Dallas obviously got Philly. Got Makubik is still unsigned. You got the Cowboys, obviously easy as Araku. We need to get that deal done again. You know how the Joneses are. Jerry Jones and Stephen Cap, aka Catboy, they wait till the last minute for everything, hopefully they get it done. I would imagine they would get it done before training camp. What team is going to open the floodgates? Because once one gets it, they're all going to get it. So the owners are in lockstep with each other, saying this is what we want to do. And that's what it is. So this could be ugly, but I hope not. For Dallas' sake, for Eagles' sake, you want to bring your draft picks in. I mean, Dallas signed everybody else, so clearly there's something going on with that second round draft picks. Shamar Stewart obviously held out of mandatory training camp for the Bengals. I think he'll be there. But, you hear a talk of him re-entering the draft next year and stuff. A lot of craziness is going on. Could you imagine if he re-entered the draft? Next year, didn't sign a deal? Interesting, right? Very, very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't do that if I were you, Shamar. I'd get your career started as soon as possible. But that's what they're talking about. So, but Trey Hendrickson, agents, and the Bengals have restarted contract negotiations. Again, everybody's saying trade. I don't think they're trading Hendrickson. They're going to keep him. Hendrickson may have overvalued his situation, kind of like don't get me wrong, he's better. He's better than a Dante Fowler, but not by much. You know what I mean? Well, he's had it multiple years. Not by much. Again, Trey Hendrickson is 30 years old, or will play at 30, maybe 31. I think he's 29. Put it in the comments. But, you know, I'm not giving a 4th round pick. Okay, is that what you want? You want a 4th? Not for the Cowboys. I'm saying if the Eagles want him. Okay, 4th. Maybe the Eagles would have to give a 3rd. Maybe. You know, if you're a team at the bottom of the draft, okay, you can get a 3rd. You know, if you're Carolina Panthers, maybe a 4th, or, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, but he's out there. Definitely he's out there. Speaking of the birds, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Houston's new playmaking safety, still talking shit on the Eagles, saying they will not see another Super Bowl without him. Now, of course, Eagle fans aren't going to believe that, right? They're not going to believe that. But there is a little bit of truth to what C.J. Gardner-Johnson says. I mean, not that they're not going to make another Super Bowl, because I don't think nobody knows. But they are really, really relying. Now, it seems like they're really relying on Mukuba, who I liked. Very small, but interesting. I mean, I liked Mukuba, so I liked the move for the Eagles, moving on from CJ, but he's butthurt. But he's happy to be in Houston, so he says. But he says Eagles will not win another Super Bowl without him. That sounds like a spurned lover right there. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on C.J. Gardner-Johnson dropping the hammer? Yeah, I'm not going to Dunkin's this morning. I gotta get to work. I'll drink extra water. How's that? Water. Sorry, I say water. It's water. Agua. So, you know, CJ can't help himself. So, yeah. Zach Wilson. Sorry, I had to answer that. Zach Wilson, the late New York Jet. He was doing his tutelage behind one Aaron Rodgers. Says after his experience in New York, he just wants to have fun. He wants to learn with Miami. Well, I think Zach Wilson's days are numbered when it comes to NFL if he doesn't start producing soon. NFL doesn't just stand for National Football League. It stands for not for long. That's what it is, not for long. So, you know, Zach Wilson, whatever. But we started getting into some conversations last night with the Dallas Cowboys, what to expect, expectations. I would just tell everybody this. I would say that Dallas Cowboys are going to go as far as their defense takes them. I think their offense is going to be pretty good. I think their offense is going to be pretty damn good. It's about the defense. Are you going to be able to stop the run? Right? Are you going to be able to stop the run? That's basically where I think the difference in this season is going to be. If you cannot, then we're in trouble. But Matt Eberflus, numbers tell you he will stop the run. Don't ask me with who, right? Don't ask me. I mean, I'm not going to rely on all draft picks. I'm not going to say Eagles can't and we can. I'm just not going to be that way. I'm going to keep it 100. But Matt Eberflus goes and, you know, year one in any place he's been, his stopping the run goes through the roof. So I believe that's a good thing. I do. So I think we'll be able to stop the run. Now, again, does that mean teams won't be successful or good teams like the Eagles? Well, that'll be a lot to do with it. Like I told Randy McIntyre, I think our offense will also help. I think we're going to have to be an offense that can control the ball, keep teams' offense on the sidelines. I definitely believe that. I think that's the way to success, is to keep these powerful offenses on the sidelines, but at the end of the day, it's about scoring points. You could have ball possession, right, as long as you want, but if you're kicking field goals or Brandon Albright and you're not putting 7 points on the board, then that's going to be a problem. Wow, they gutted that one. Damn. So, as we go into training camp in 4 weeks, almost a little over a month, 5 weeks, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, offense being explosive and defense stepping up. I mean, I like a lot of the pieces we got on defense, but it's an awful big-time ask to see if they're all going to be cohesive. Come on, hon. Make the turn. God. Jeez, and crackers. Jeez. Anyway, it's just a lot to expect, in my opinion. It's a lot to expect that, everything's going to hit. I mean, I like a lot of the moves. I do. Again, I think other teams are going to be surprised. I think Thursday night in Philly, I think maybe some of the Eagle fans are going to be like, holy shit, they're better than I thought. Whether they win, who knows? But I definitely think our defensive line is going to be pretty good. So, that being said, I am at work. Sorry if you guys didn't, again, not much to talk about right now. We had a spirited live stream last night. And before I get out of here, hold on, let's finish this. Claire! Claire, baby. Skank Mo's here. Okay. Anyway, sorry. We had a spirited live stream, and that's awesome. And I did pin Angry Cowboys family's GoFundMe for his brother who passed away. Kind of suddenly, should not have died. I've been there, so I know how he's feeling. Anything you could give for Angry Cowboys fan will be greatly appreciated. He's Cowboys family, but more importantly, he's a good guy. So let's take care of the man. Let's try and meet the goal that his family has set to pay for the funeral services for his brother. All right? I know it's, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I am going to be that guy. So, all right, everybody. Talk to you later. Game time, Brian. I am out of here. Kind of a boring ho-hum, but it's Monday. Not much to talk about. All right, later.
I'm going to tell you, a lot of people going to be sleeping like I don't know what. You going to sleep, and then we going to creep. Right? Everybody talking about Washington. Everybody talking about Philadelphia. And then the Cowboys got the hardest schedule we ever seen. Oh, my God, this is about to be. Oh, my God, oh, my God. No. What y'all are trying to do when you're saying all of that is create this fear and anxiety. But what I saw today was what I needed to see so I can tell you that shit ain't gonna work. Because I saw a man that's trying to grab all of this opportunity.